What's up, y'all? I want to show you what the Tricomp is in Studio One and how I use it. So the Tricomp is a multi-band compressor. I want to explain it because it's different from a typical compressor and also different from a typical multi-band compressor. So let's go over the overview real quick. From the far left, you got the input meter, input gain, which increases the gain to the compressor. You've got your low and high. What this does is turns up or down the compression amount for that band. So if you want more compression on the low, just turn that up. If you want less compression on the low, turn it down. And below it, you got low frequency and high frequency. So this is how it's determined where the low frequency is compressed, where the high frequency compressed, and I'm not sure if it's compressing the mids because you don't have a control for it. But so you've got 380 hertz here on the low frequency. This means that 380 hertz and below, it is compressing. And if we bring it all the way down, which I believe is 80 hertz, yeah, so this is compressing just 80 hertz and below. So if we bring it all the way up, now we're compressing 480 hertz and below. And as far as the high frequency, if we bring that all the way down, 800 hertz and above is what is compressing the high frequency. So anything in between this range is your mid frequency. So between 480 and 800 right now is the middle band. You got your compression knob here, which just increases the compression amount. Below it, you got gain reduction. You got your knee here, which goes between a soft knee and a hard knee. Soft knee being 6 dB, and at 0 dB, you've got a hard knee. You got your gain. The attack and release here, you can't set the attack and release independently. So the longer you set the attack, the release follows, and vice versa. You bring it to a very fast attack, you've also got a very fast release. The auto speed sets the attack and release to automatic, like an opto compressor has an automatic attack and release. And then here you've got your saturation. It adds analog saturation to the signal. And you got your mix knob, which lets you mix in between the wet and dry. So for example, at 50%, now I've got 50% compressed signal and 50% uncompressed. So what I really love to use the Tricomp on is drums. So that's what I'm going to show you. So I'm going to play for you a live drum set that I recorded in a session a few years ago. And then I'll engage the Tricomp and show you what the Tricomp can do for your drums. Okay, so I love to use a Tricomp for parallel compression. So to do that, I'm going to select all my drum tracks here. And just going to right click, go to add bus for selected tracks. It's going to send all my drum tracks to a bus, and I'm going to put the Tricomp on this bus. And just normally name that drum bus. So I've got a preset that I uploaded to the Presonus Exchange called Fat Drums Bus, which I like to use as a starting point when I'm doing parallel compression with the Tricomp. So I'm going to play the drum set again, and then I'm going to engage the Tricomp and let you hear what it does to the drums. Okay, so as you can hear, of course, it got a lot louder because I'm using a lot of compression. With the Tricomp, with the wet and dry, the more compression I'm using, I can dial back the mix knob and it'll put more of the dry signal in. So I'm going to play it again, and I'm going to engage the Tricomp with the 65%, but I'm going to back it down some to bring the level of the drums down some, but still have that fatness that the Tricomp is adding. So you can see there, even at 20%, the Tricomp is still adding some fatness and really beefing up the drums. Now I'm going to also show you a drum loop here, and I want to show you how the Tricomp adds sustain to this drum loop. And this is just a drum loop I pulled from Studio One, and I'm going to play it. Play without the Tricomp first, and then I'll engage it and listen to the sustain of the kick drum. One thing about compressors, they can really change the tone of a drum set or drums, especially kick, snare. So just listen how the tone of this kick drum changes with the Tricomp, especially the sustain of it. So if you hear the kick drum there without the Tricomp, it's a really quick hit kick drum, but with the Tricomp engaged, it makes the kick drum longer and sustain longer, and it really sounds like a whole nother kick drum. So just listen to that one more time. Now, just going back to the live drum, I just want to show you what the Tricomp sounds if I really smash it here. So it's obviously a very lot of compression there, but as you can see, you can get really grungy and really deep drums with the Tricomp, and that's why I really love it for parallel compression there. So there you go. That's the Tricomp. You got any questions, comment on the video, and I'll catch y'all next time.